Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here, welcome back to another counter side video. Alright, today's video is going to be about the patch that's happening tomorrow and hopefully help you guys decide between Sigma or EDEL. So let's jump straight right into it. Alright, first things first, I don't know if you guys are aware, but a lot of you guys have been asking, hey GuitarRock, can you make more PvP content? Alright, so here's the thing with the status on the guides. There's a lot of guides that I'm working on this channel, and it's really tough to make, you know, guides and PvP as well. But I do have some PvP videos that I post on my second channel. I know some of you guys might not be aware, but I do have a second channel, so it's called GuitarRock Gaming. So if you want to see more PvP contents related to PvP, maybe go subscribe to this channel. I'll be posting more PvP related videos there. And right here in this channel, I'll be focusing mostly on guides. I will post PvP videos in the future, but trust me when I talk about the guides, there's like, we're not even halfway there. There's still a lot of guides that I want to make regarding a lot of things. And yesterday I released my rate 5 mistakes that you should avoid. I think a lot of people have commented, hey, I've made all of these mistakes. There's a lot of other guides coming, and you know, it's a very deep game, like I said, regarding counter-side. And the thing with PvP as well is, it's harder to make PvP related contents, because if I make like one PvP guide or how you can beat certain team comps this week, it might not work next week because of how the bans and buffs work, right? So you need lots of units, you need to build lots of units. That's just how PvP is generally. If you want to be good, you have to try to configure your team, not just towards one ship, not just towards a couple of characters. It's going to depend on the bans and buffs. So I did reach silver. Make sure you guys watch that video if you want to see more of the PvP stuff. So let's talk about the patch notes that's happening tomorrow. Now, as we can see, Sigma is going to be released alongside with the new event. So this is going to be a new event entirely. So make sure, you know, as always, farm in the event stages, farm the event currency, buy everything from the event shop. Alright, you want to empty out the event shop, basic stuff right there. Always farm the hardest stage that you can in the event. And then going on, we got a ship construction project mission. Basically, some stuff for you to earn if you know, do the missions, and these are ship materials. Sigma probability up, this is the unit, not the operator, so we're going to talk about Sigma in specific. I like her in general. A bunch of wedding skins coming for Katie Wade, which is the N rarity, Xiaolin, Mia, and Sigma right there. And then we got some packages where if you are a paying player, you have admin coins, you can purchase some of these. Special Recruitment Volume 1, Special Recruitment Volume 2. It does give you quite a number of tickets. Obviously, it's if you want to get Sigma, this is going to be something that you might have to get, you know, or else you might miss out on Sigma, right? So let's talk about Sigma. Let's jump into this is my C server account. I'm going to show you guys Sigma. So Sigma is a tower unit. Sigma is a tower unit. She is a 4 cost. And keep in mind, she's a mech. She is not a soldier. She is not a counter. So you want to have mech gears. If you have been throwing out all your mech gears, blah, right? So the idea here is eventually you want to keep some. She will need skill haste for sure. That's the best gear for her. Everybody can agree on that. And she's a tower unit. Tower unit means they stay at the back. They will not move, similar to Maria, similar to Choi Ina. So let's talk about all the skills. Basic skill, AoE damage, valid hits at 3. So she does have very good AoE damage on her basic skill. Here's the thing, but it does very little damage, alright, because her base attack is quite low, 2.3k right here. So you probably won't see that much of a damage. So in terms of what makes her really strong is the passive skill and the, you know, ultimate skill. So let's talk about it. So passive skill increase all allies roll disadvantage damage resistance by 30% except for herself, and keep in mind that she cannot be healed. Now I'm sure some of you guys know that Ironside is like a mech healing unit, right? He heals mechs. He's like a Claudia Nelson sort of, but he heals mechs when you deploy him. You can't heal Sigma. Alright, Sigma cannot be healed by anyone. So keep that in mind. If you are using Sigma, don't try to bring a bunch of healers to try to heal her. Sigma is a character that eventually she will die as well. Looking at this level 5, roll advantage damage plus 60% added to the buff. So she get roll disadvantage damage resistance by 30%, right? And also she get roll advantage damage plus 60% added to the buff. And deployment resource plus 1 when she dies, which is not bad. When she dies, you get plus 1 deployment. So what is this roll advantage damage and disadvantage damage resistance, right? So basically, I'm sure you guys are aware that you know, when you play PvP on the top right, it will be listed for you that Striker is weak against Sniper. Sniper deals bonus damage to Striker. Rangers deal more damage to defenders. Like it's like a chart. So basically, that damage will be increased by 60% when Sigma is on the field, which is insane. Alright, it's just insane. Having Sigma means that if, like for example, Awaken Heal Day, she's weak against Admin Rifleman because she's a defender and those are Rangers. Imagine Sigma is on the field, she will die even faster. Alright, it's just a crazy thing to have. Now, the special skill, alright, she restores 1 deployment resource, and this skill will consume 15% of her max HP. So when you put Sigma, she gives you back cost. She's very good in cycling, giving you back cost, but she will always consume 15% of her HP. So no matter how, when you use her, she will die eventually, right? She will always die eventually because she cannot be healed and she will always consume 15% of her max HP from the special skill. Now, the ultimate skill is what makes Sigma really strong. She has the ability to summon a god daddy. That this daddy is a defender. Basically, it will taunt the enemy, it will march forward, it will push with the skill as well. It basically has attack minus 20% as well to the debuff if enemy is near it. So it's pretty crazy. So let me see if I can show you guys in the practice stage. Alright, so again, Sigma 4 cost unit, she has a lot of value for what she does actually. When she was first released last time on C server, it's just really crazy. As you can see, she will give +1 deployment resource and her range is not too bad. It's quite far actually. As you can see, a couple of seconds every time she casts a special skill, she will be able to use, you know, this particular deployment +1. So make sure you guys give her skill haste, very important, so that you can get her special skill as often as you can, because every time she uses special skill, you get +1. Alright, and then when she uses ultimate skill, look at this. Boom! Summon a Big Daddy. Alright, Big Daddy CEO. This thing is a defender, it can tank for you. If you use Sigma in PvP, she can stall with this guy until you get like at least 2 or 3 deployment resource costs, and then you will be able to, you know, summon again your proper defender or your striker. So she's just so good for that, for stalling the enemies. So if you are trying to run a stall comps, right, there's a lot of stall comps with multiple tower units with Sigma as the core. Sigma is like by far, until today, right, I still think that Sigma is the strongest tower unit out there. She's no joke. She is really strong. Now, however, this is also an issue. She is a tower unit. That is her biggest issue for being a tower unit. So I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but later on, there's this guy called Awaken Nayubin. Alright, this guy is cancer. This guy is a monster. And you probably have heard everyone saying that this guy, when he was first released in C Silver, everyone wished that Nayubin is banned every week. Like, there's a lot of people that wish this guy never existed in PvP. One of his skills is insane. He has the ability to burn HP of tower units for 4% every seconds. Just by him existing on, you know, on the playing field, you don't have to go near them, you don't even have to touch them. He will burn everybody's HP like a DOT 4% per second. That is a lot for Sigma especially, because Sigma's skill uses her HP as well. So Sigma just dies very fast against Awaken Nayubin. So once Awaken Nayubin comes out, Sigma is probably gonna fall off for sure. But for the time being, how good is Sigma? She is really strong. I think she's one of the, like I said, she's the best tower unit ever. If you consider, like, if you are only focusing on PvP, should you pull for Sigma? I would say no. Actually, you are going to get the benefit of her from like maybe like 1 or 2 months until Awaken Nayubin comes out. But if you pull for her, it's going to be much more for PvE purposes. She's good right there in PvE. There's a lot of stages, a lot of raids that you can basically take advantage of her, because she gives so much, you know, deployment resource. Alongside with Lin Xian, you can pair with Choi Ina. All of these units that give all this deployment resource is gonna help you stack up in raids, right? If you're talking about PvP, she's going to be good for sure for the first week of release, right? But EDEL is also coming after Sigma, right? So that's something that we have to talk about as well. So let's talk about EDEL. Hopefully give you guys a better idea on what EDEL can do, and then maybe make the comparison at the end of the video. So EDEL is this character right here. Of course, mine have the skin. Alright, don't mind the skin. So what is EDEL good at? She's a 4 cost unit. Alright, similar to Xiaolin, just imagine, she's a sniper. So EDEL is a sniper that specializes in dealing more against soldier units and CO. Now as you can see, inflicts 40% more damage on soldiers and corrupted objects. So she's good in a lot of PvE stages. Later, there's this thing called the Shadow Hall, Shadow Palace. She's going to be good right there. Really good because almost all the enemies there are soldiers. So special skill, she summons something like a gaping mouth, like a tentacle. Alright, and it also cancels barriers around enemies to inflict damage. So there are some barriers that cannot be cancelled. For example, like Awaken Heal This barrier is non-cancelable, but she does cancels barriers, which is pretty cool. Her ultimate skill, she will shoot a bunch of tentacles and the enemy lose 30% of hit for 12 seconds. And she also decreased their evasion by 30%. So let me see if I can show you guys. Alright, Chloe's Credit Search. This is a very good stage. There's plenty of soldiers here. So I think we can try and utilize EDEL and show you guys as well. Alright, I'll turn off the auto. So we're going to deploy EDEL. Look, all of these soldiers coming. So I'm going to put my Nayubin to hopefully tank. Right, so EDEL has these small guys that she can summon. Look at all these small guys. Whenever a soldier dies, right, she just summons all of these small guys and this can help tank for you as well. Alright, let me summon Ministra along the way. So these small guys, they are quite useful if you don't have a solid tank. Sometimes when your defender die, let me see if I can let Nayubin die. So that's her ultimate skill. You can see I still have like 2 of these small guys in front tanking for me. Even though Nayubin died, I don't know if you guys noticed, there's these small guys tanking for me. So they actually have a little bit of HP as well, which is pretty crazy. Alright, so let me... in Shadow Hall and Shadow Palace, there'll be some stage that you can't use Awaken units later on. Alright, so having the ability to summon all of these babies for you is really useful. Now let's bring you guys forward to my thoughts regarding EDEL versus Sigma. Who should you pull ideally? This is going to be a tough one, right? They are both really strong. Like EDEL is still quite strong. Until today, I still use her in my Shadow Hall, Shadow Palace stages because there's plenty of soldiers right there. But of course, eventually they do both fall off a little bit. A lot of people have been saying EDEL, you know, you don't really need her in Shadow Hall, Shadow Palace. Right now in C server, yeah, because we have more and more units being released. But I feel like when Shadow Hall and Shadow Palace is going to be released first in global, I think EDEL is going to make your life a lot easier right there. A lot easier. Like not everybody can do the harder stage easily. So if you are a low investment, you don't have much characters, probably EDEL is going to be a better pick. And Shadow Hall, Shadow Palace, ideally having to be able to farm them early on is going to give you an edge as well because there's a lot of cool gears that you can obtain from there, right? So I think it's kind of a tough one for me. EDEL versus Sigma, both has pros and cons, right? I think a lot of people don't have mech gears anyways for Sigma. Like if you pull for Sigma, do you think you can make her work? Do you think you have the gears for her, right? That's something that you gotta ask yourself. I feel like EDEL as a counter is going to be much easier because you can just take like attack speed gears and put on her. It's going to be much easier to build an EDEL compared to Sigma, especially if you have a counter team. You know, that's also like one factor to consider. So here's how I look at it, right? If you don't have much sniper, I think EDEL is going to be better for you, right? She's going to be quite good, decent in PvP as well. I do strongly believe that EDEL is going to have slightly more pulling value for majority of the players because of how important PvE are, right? So if you care only about PvE, Sigma is not that important actually. Because I know Sigma, I did say Sigma is the best tower unit and stuff. It's just that she's really good in raids, and in raids you don't really have to do it alone. You can always share raids with your friends. So that's something that you can keep in mind. While for EDEL, right, it's like Shadow Hall, Shadow Palace, the place that she's good at, you can't rely on someone else. Even in PvP, if you don't have Sigma, I feel like you can still beat her if you know how to rush, alright? Because Sigma is strong, she's a stall unit. But at the end of the day, if you're fighting against someone that's trying to rush against you, you might still lose anyways. So yeah, take all of these points into consideration. Alright, so with that being said, I'm going to end the video now. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. As always, subscribe, give this video a like. I'll see you guys again. Bye!